Hi everyone, welcome back to Christine Szabo Ra. In our last episode, we were in a discussion of forgiveness in our pie of awareness of others. And I want to touch on that today because as we talked about cutting and moving forward and cutting and moving forward to give forth, to forgive, that in itself is hard. Yet I was driving in the car the next day and I was thinking about this conversation and all the comments that were coming in. And one in particular that struck me, which I want to share with you, is how do we forgive ourselves? I mean, we talk about being in trauma and being in pain and feeling the resentment and the attachment to everything that happens around us from humans around us or experiences around us. But what about what we do to ourselves, or that which we do which impacts others in a way that we're not proud of and later in life we regret? I know I've had my fair share. I mean, in my dysfunction and my dis-ease, I hurt a lot of people. I even left a marriage, a good marriage, a very good marriage. I left it because I didn't know how to handle emotions and I didn't know how to handle communication in a healthy way, in a constructive way, in a positive way. And we're going to talk about all those things. But first, in the core of that, we have to address, how do we not hold on to the guilt? And how do we now forgive ourselves? Jesus Christ on the cross, being crucified and tortured. Now, excuse the dogs. You know, I have 3 dogs and they're here. And yes, you know, Moon said it, well said, barking. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgive me, Father, for I knew not what I did, or I know not what I do. We have got to take those experiences that we've done or that we do that do not honor our highest selves. And you know how we forgive ourselves? We learn from them. We observe and we learn and we become better. I remember I went into Guru Singh's house for a session once, and I had been in a state of binge. As you guys know now, that's been one of my main things that I've had to struggle with. And he looked at me and he said, you know, how are you doing? And I said, you know, I'm not well. I caught myself in a state of binging and I'm having a hard time coming out. I'm coming out now that I'm here, because when I arrived into a state that was in a higher state of vibration or grace, it would allow me to pull out from the disease. And that's why we're going to talk about healthy, loving, nurturing environment, or awareness of others who we surround ourselves with. Because just in surrounding myself in Guru Singh's presence at his home, it allowed me to actually step out of the state of binge and take away a state of grace. And so that's what it's important, that we learn how to do that. We learn how to surround ourselves with the right people, the right environment, the right nurturing. And he said to me, so what's the matter? I said, you know, I'm in a state of binge. And I'm having a hard time forgiving myself because I know better now. And he said, but Christine, you've been binging now, but how many days or how long has it been since you've binged the last time? And I said, well, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks. He said, 3 weeks? bravo. Because I remember a couple of years ago, you used to come here and you would have said a few days. And now it's a few weeks. And you're making gradual improvements. Gradual improvements. 3 days became a week became 2, 2 weeks became 3, and today, honestly guys, I can't even remember the last time I had a binge. I can't. That's remarkable. Remarkable. And that's what we're doing here together. And that's why I want to just go back to forgiveness, to give forth. Forgive yourselves from your mistakes by acknowledging them, learning from them, observe them, learn. You cut and you move forward. And I'm going to tell you that after this conversation of forgiveness the other day, and I've had these couple of days, these 3 days to read your comments and to, dive deep into my own discovery of forgiveness, and again my own conversation of forgiveness of others and forgiveness of myself, and stuff is still comes up, and I was feeling yucky. I really was. I'm gonna be honest, like my intention was to film yesterday, and I was like, I feel a little heavy, but I know, like being the sailor on a sailboat in my ship of life, I'm gonna ride this wave. And I'm going to know it's going to pass. And I'm going to do what I can to make it pass faster. You want to know what I did to make it pass faster? To be here today, now, to sit here and share this with you? I took my son, we went out, and we had ice cream. Good ice cream. Not bad ice cream, good ice cream. Chocolate and coffee, vegan ice cream. There's something about that makes me just like everything's okay. And I started to cheer up as he did his art book, and we sat and we talked. And then I got into the car, and you know what God did? God put on one of the most beautiful pieces of classical music that I know. It's Mozart's, now forgive me, it's Symphony A Major, Quintet in A Major for clarinet. I love classical music, and I want you all to try to love it too, because it's music that's very high vibration, and it will soothe your soul. And I came home, and I feel great. I think she thinks I have ice cream on my feet. Maybe I dropped a little bit down there. But anyway, it's time for me to feed them dinner. And I hope that this discussion gave you some ability to forgive yourself and to move forward with a smile. Be gentle on yourselves and know that every day is baby steps forward. And make sure you have awareness of everything around you, especially the people, because they will impact you. And it's important you stay in places that make you feel good, like here, because I love you. I'm sending you a hug. Mwah. Thank you for being here. And again, please share this with the people you know who need it.